Okay. Jai Śrī Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Śrī Rādhā-Vinod-Bihari Ju ki Jai. Śrī Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki Jai. Śrī Rādhā-Mādhava ki Jai. Śrī Gaura-Gadādhara ki Jai. Jai Shri Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotara Shata Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosvāmī Maharaj Śrīla Gurudeva ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotara Shata Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Vaman Gosvāmī Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotara Shata Shishimar Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Śrīla Prabhupāda ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyana Keshav Gosvāmī Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatara Shata Shishimar Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Gosvāmī Prabhupāda ki Jai. Paramahansa Kula Chudamani Shishimar Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Gosvāmī Prabhupāda ki Jai, and all of his associates ki Jai. Jai Nityalila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gaura-Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Śrīla Saccidānanda Saptan Gosvāmī Bhakti Bhagirati Saccidānanda Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki Jai. God, I have something stuck in my eye. Nityalila Pravishta Vaiṣṇava-Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Śrī Rupa Nugauriya guru-varga ki Jai. Śrīla Nityalila Pravishta Śrīla Bhakti-Vigyan Bharati Gosvāmī Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti-Balavat-tirtha Gosvāmī Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti-Dayit-Madhava Gosvāmī Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti-Pramod Puri Gosvāmī Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Gosvāmī Maharaj ki Jai. All the associates and all the followers of those associates of the associates of Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Gosvāmī Prabhupāda ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Baladev Vijibhushan Prabhu ki Jai. Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki Jai. Śrī Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu Trai ki Jai. Śrīla Krishna Das Kaviraj Gosvāmī Pada ki Jai. Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur ki Jai. Jai Śrī Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Śrī Jiva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Jai Śrī Sarup Damodara Śrī Rai Ramanandari Śrī Gaura-premānande ki Jai. Namachay Śrīla Haridas Ṭhākura ki Jai. Prem se kaho Śrī Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadādhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta-vṛnda ki Jai. Jai Śrī Panchatattva ki Jai. Jai Śrī Gaura-mandala, Vraja-mandala, Kshetra-mandala, Mathura-vṛnda ki Jai. Śrī Abhinna Vrindavan Śrī Navadip Dham ki Jai. Jai Śrī Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai. Śrī Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai. Śrī Radha-kund Shyamakund ki Jai. Śrī Munadevi Ganga Devi ki Jai. Jai Śrī Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Ananta-koṭi Vaiṣṇava-vṛnda. Jai Śrī sorry, my mind's going everywhere now. Jai Śrī Harinam, Jai Śrī Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Śrī Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki Jai. Śrī Gopeshwar Mahadev ki Jai. Jai all the writings of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki Jai, and his songbooks, Kalyāṇa-kalpataru, Saraṇāgati, Gītāvalī, Gītamālā ki Jai. And all the other songs that he wrote that aren't in those books ki Jai. Jai Śrī Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Jai Śrī Gadādhara Paṇḍita ki Jai. Tadiya Shubha Avirvav Titi ki Jai. Jai Śrī Madhav Mishra ki Jai. I think his mother's name is Ratnavati Devi ki Jai. Jai Śrī Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Śrī Gaura-Gadādhara ki Jai. Ananta-koṭi Vaiṣṇava-vṛnda ki Jai. Samāgata Gaura-bhakta-vṛnda ki Jai. Śrī Nitāi Gaura-premānande. Hari Haribol. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams everybody. Haribol. So, for those of you who are not in our WhatsApp group, I've been sending a bunch of messages out in the WhatsApp group explaining the situation, why I am half an hour late today. But what happened last night, there was a huge storm. It was so heavy that it destroyed our flower garden. On my way here, I just, because there's no power anywhere in Navadvip, so I came here to Mayapur, my friend, last minute. That's why I'm late. But on my way here, I saw two massive uprooted trees. One tree was completely across the road, and I had to lift my bicycle over the tree to get here. So yeah, it's been, but thankfully, my friend Damodar Prabhu here, he called me up and just in the right time, and because I was panicking, I was thinking I was going to have to do the whole program from this phone, and I have all my notes and everything. I was like, what am I going to do? And then Damodar called me and saved the day. So, all right, Dandavat Pranams, everybody. Let's begin. Let me just get up my notes. Actually, and I had a whole plan this morning that I was going to, because I typed up just like stream of consciousness writing, and I wrote over 5,000 words, which is way too much for a program. So my plan was this morning after Mangalarti that I was going to put all like the main points as bullet points, but I didn't have a chance to do that. So we'll see how this program goes. It might be a little bit rough, but I think the other days, tomorrow and onwards, the programs will be a bit more smooth. Let's see how it goes. It could be great. Let's see. All right. So before we begin anything, first, we should take a minute. This is a very big program that we're starting to go through every one of these kirtans, all of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's kirtans. This is a Bengali edition. And so we're going to be going through one kirtan every day. And so on this auspicious day of Gadādhara Pandit's appearance day, we're starting this program. And before we start, I think we should take a minute to offer pranams to our Gurudev. Whoever your Gurudev is, you can pray to him or her that we can cultivate the proper mood of prayer when we approach these songs of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. My Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he wrote in his commentary on the 5th verse to Damodarashtakam, he said, I'm just going to read it one second. He says, when we sing these verses, we should meditate on our guru-varga and consider, it is you who are actually submitting these prayers. It is you who are singing them. Without your mercy, I will never be qualified to make such prayers. So then he says, it's only by their mercy that we can follow in their footsteps and pray like this, and thus gradually attain loving service to the divine couple in Vraj. So I'm offering my pranam repeatedly at the lotus feet of my Śrīla Gurudev and praying that I can develop this mood. And all of you can also pray to your Gurudevs. And I offer pranam at the lotus feet of Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj and Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Trivikram Goswami Maharaj. And I offer my pranam again and again at the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Śrīla Prabhupada. Without Śrīla Prabhupada's grace, pretty much every single person here, except maybe 2 or 3 of you, but pretty much everybody here would not even know who Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is. We'd be completely lost and helpless. So my pranams again and again and also I offer my pranam to my Param Gurudev, Śrīla Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. Śrīla Prabhupada and my Param Gurudev, they were very close and very much of the same mind. They were very completely fearless, lion-like. So I offer my pranams to both of them together, and I offer my pranams to their dear godbrothers, Śrīla Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. We're going to be taking a lot of his help in this program, going through Saraṇāgati. I have this book here with his commentary, the Lagu Chandrika Bhashya. So I'm praying to Śrīla Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj and Śrīla Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, also Śrīla Bhakti Dayit Madhav Goswami Maharaj, and all of these associates of Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Gosvāmī Prabhupāda, and all the disciples, all the grand disciples, all the great grand disciples of Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Gosvāmī Prabhupāda, all these Vaishnavas are filled with love for Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, so I offer pranam to all of them. And then I offer pranam to Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Gosvāmī Prabhupāda himself, who is Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's topmost gift to the world. And finally, I offer pranam to Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, who is a non-different manifestation of Śrī Gadādhara Paṇḍita, Śrī Gadādhara Paṇḍita, whose appearance day it is today. So Jai Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, Jai Śrī Gadādhara Paṇḍita. And then I offer my pranam to the whole Rupanuga Gaudiya guru-varga and all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis here. Please accept my pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So, actually, I wanted to, before I started anything, I wanted to do the Mangala Charan, but because I'm a bit frazzled, I didn't do that. But let's first do the Mangala Charan, and then I'll start. I'm kind of reversing the order a bit. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen. I had prepared this Mangala Charan. I tried to make the Mangala Charan as general as possible. I wanted to add in my Gurudev, Śrīla Prabhupada, my Param Gurudeva. I'm trying to keep this very broad. Anyways. Okay. Ajnanatirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Śrī Guruve namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. How do we sing this? This is written by Śrīla Bhakti-Rakshak I haven't sung it yet before though. Śrī Siddhanta Sarasvatī vidito Gaudiya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yo Gaura Sankirtanai Maya Varatimingilo Dharagatan Udhritya Jivan Niman Krishna Prema Sudapti Gahana Sukam Pradat Prabhum Tang Bhaje. This is also written by Śrīla Bhakti-Rakshak He said, Vande Bhaktivinodam Śrī Gaura-Shakti Sarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radha-rasa Sudha Nidhim Namo Bhaktivinodaya Saccidānanda Namane Gaura-Shakti Sarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Now here are a couple verses from Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's Śrī Gaura-Chandra Bhajan Upadesh. Vrishabhanusutan vitavamatanu Yamuna Tatanagarananda Sutam Murali Kalagita Vinoda Param Bhaja Godruma Kanana Kunja Vidum Smara Gaura-Gadādhara Keli Kalam Bhava Gaura-Gadādhara Pakshachara Shrinu Gaura-Gadādhara Charukatam Bhaja Godruma Kanana Kunja Vidum Tavai Vasmi na jivami tvaya vina iti vigyaya devi tvam nayamang charanantikam bhaktya vihina aparada lakshay kshiptastakama dittaranga madhye kripa mai tvam sharanam prapanna vrinde namaste charanāravindam bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadādhara Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Śrīla Gurudeva ki jai, Śrī Rūpanuga guru-varga ki jai, Jai Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Gosvāmī Prabhupāda, Jai Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupāda, Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Gosvāmī Prabhupāda, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, Jai Śrī Gadādhara Paṇḍita ki jai, Śrī Nitāi Gaura-premānande, Haribol. Hare Krishna. Okay, let me just bring up the comments so that I can see what everybody's writing. Dandavat pranams. Wow, so many devotees. Pranams to everybody. Haribol. Okay, so I took way longer for this introduction than for the Mangalacharan than I thought I would, but I think this is the most essential part, that we start off in an auspicious way. So, okay. Okay, so let me tell you the schedule for our program today. First, I'm going to read a passage by Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. From this about how Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura and Śrī Gadādhara Paṇḍita are non-different. How Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Goswami Prabhupāda, how he saw them in that way. And then after that, we'll have a brief overview of Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's 4 songbooks. This is all 4 songbooks combined into one. So, and then I'll introduce the first songbook that we'll be focusing on over the next couple months, Saraṇāgati. And then we'll go through the first song of this book, Saraṇāgati. We'll go through the song, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Doya Kori. That's the introductory song. And we'll be singing the song every day for the next 2 months while we go through Śaraṇāgati. And then I'll give a very small introduction to Bengali grammar. I'm saving the Bengali grammar for the end of the program each day because I think about half the devotees here are interested in the Bengali part of the program, and so I'm saving it for the end so that if anybody isn't interested, they can leave before we start that. So. And also, since today's the introduction day, I'd like to end by showing you I'll show you the current plan for this program, like what the structure will be of all the following classes. This first day is going to be a little bit different, but then, I'll show you for all the following days. So, I'm assuming this whole program will take about an hour, maybe a little bit over an hour, but then we'll officially conclude the program there. But then, for anybody who wants to stay a bit longer, stay for the after party. After I finish Jaidwani and everything's finished, then we'll have a little after party, and we can sing some songs in honor of Gadādhara Paṇḍita. I prepared a document with Gurudev, Kabe Tava Karuna Prakashe, Haha Mor Gori Kishore, Kabe Aha Gauranga Buliya, Jaya Gadādhara Paṇḍita Gosai, the Gaura-Gadādhara Ashtakam written by Achyutananda Goswami, the son of Advaita Acharya, and Gadādhara Ashtakam written by Swarup Damodar Goswami. So we can sing all that at the very end. But I know it'll be late for a lot of you, and so you won't be able to stay for that. And also one thing, this is all, I'm speaking to everybody here on Zoom right now. Everything is being live streamed right now on YouTube. Haribol, everybody on YouTube, and also Facebook. And so you'll be able, if at any time you need to leave, no worries. You can still follow the rest of the program. It will be there on YouTube later on. You can watch later on. All right. So, okay, let's begin. So, Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Gosvāmī Prabhupāda, he has revealed to us that he sees Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura as a manifestation of Gadādhara Paṇḍita. And that's why I chose this day to start our program. And this is all explained, as I mentioned before, by Śrīla Bhakti Rakshak Śrīla Goswami Maharaj in this book. I think it's called Follow the Angels in the third part. So I'm going to read that passage. And just so you know, everything that everything that I prepare for all the programs are all available for you on this website that I made. It's actually a Notion page. I'll show you how to get it actually. I'm going to share my screen. And so, yeah, everything that we read, all the songs that we sing, you can access it all yourself anytime you like. The way to find it is you go to my website, vineofdevotion.com. Let's see, oops, one second. Oh, God, everything's all messed up. Sorry. Okay, vineofdevotion.com, that's my website. Then at the top of the page here, you see it says Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā. And then here you'll find this is a link to join the WhatsApp group. Everybody watching on Facebook and YouTube, if you want to join our WhatsApp group, then you can join the Zoom sessions. And I also gave 2 Zoom links here. This is for the program that we're doing now, this one, and then the one below that. Every evening at 9 p.m. India time, I'm going to just go through and recite all, a big chunk of the songs of Saraṇāgati every day. I'm going to start it from the beginning tonight. And so if anybody wants to join that program, it will just be a simple program so that we can continuously repeat all the songs and start to get more and more familiar with them. So the Zoom link for that is there. I also send out the Zoom links in this WhatsApp group. And I made 3 WhatsApp groups for those, if any, more interactive groups. So, I'm going to give a Bengali lesson at the end. So then if you want to practice that, or if you have any questions or anything like that, then you can ask that in the Learn Bengali Through Kirtan WhatsApp group. Or there's a god sister of mine, Raseshwari Didi, I think she's here with us now. She's going to write prompts to help us apply these kirtans in our lives. So she's writing prompts out, and she'll send that in the group, like a Google Doc, and then you could fill out the prompts. You could also write your own prompts, and you can just reflect on how to make this more applicable to my life, these kirtans. Then there's another WhatsApp group here for melodies and memorization. So we can go through different melodies, categorize them, the different parts of the melodies. I can explain different things about whatever. And also, if you have any questions also. And also, I want to try doing this for myself, and if anybody else wants to do this. Every time I memorize a kirtan by heart, I'm just going to make a voice recording of me saying it by memory. You don't need to listen to the recording, but it's more motivating for me if I get to share it in a group of people. So if anybody else wants to do that, also, you can do that all in this WhatsApp group here. All right, and there's a link to my YouTube channel or this. Okay, and this is, right here is a Google Calendar. And on this Google Calendar, I added the links to join the Zoom session, and also I added a link to the doc for each session, all the material that I prepared, like what we're going to read from Śrīla Srīla Goswami Maharaj. You'll be able to find it there on the link to the doc that has it. But you could also find that link here. See, it says resources. Right here it says daily Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā program reading and songs. So I'm going to click there right now. And this is what we're reading from Śrīla Srīla Goswami Maharaj. See, here's a whole, these are the next day's programs. Everything the songs that we're going to be going through, what we're going to read from Śrīla. I have a whole bunch of resources for each day. You can see it in advance if you like, even. Or afterwards, if you really liked something that I read, then you'll be able to find it here. So you can just go to vineofdevotion.com and you'll find everything there. All right, so let's open it up. Here's today's, what I prepared for today. Let's make it big. Hey. Here, I'm going to make the text really big so that you could read along with me. Hey, what the heck's going on? There, is that big enough? I think so. Okay. Now let's make it a bit bigger. Okay, so Srila Gosvāmī says, we are warned against thinking that Gurudev has mortal qualities. Prabhupada, in his ideal conduct, has shown this to us, how much earnestness one may have for Gurudev. We have seen this in his practice, in his ways and advice. Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura was completely awakened within him, everything for Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. What kind of realized conception Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura has given us? We should not think that he acquired this knowledge in one lifetime. It may seem from the ordinary events of life that this was the natural development of Gyan Shunya Bhakti. In his youth, Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura had some other tendencies. He married twice. Still, that does not negate that he is an eternal servitor of the Lord. Otherwise, such intensity and such depth of feeling cannot come abruptly. Prabhupada saw him as the representation of Gadādhara Paṇḍita. And he saw Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he saw him as Swarup Damodar and Bhaktivinoda as Gadādhara Paṇḍita. Gadādhara Paṇḍita disappeared on Amavasya during the dark moon. Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura also passed away under the dark moon. And actually, Gadādhara Paṇḍita appeared on the dark moon. Today is also Amavasya, right? Prabhupada has written, Gadādhar din dhari payacho Gaurahari. Prabhupada noted something common to Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura and Gadādhara Paṇḍita, that they disappeared on the same day. In this connection, Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura received the grace of Śrī Gauranga. Bhaktivinoda is a favorite of his, of Śrī Gauranga's. Prabhupada has revealed this. In another place, he wrote that the eternal pastimes are always going on in Navadvip Dham. Sometimes they are underground, invisible to us, and sometimes they are on the surface. Nitya Lila is always is invisible to us. Now suddenly, these two personalities have come to the surface. Gadādhara Paṇḍita and Swarup Damodar both have come. Swarup Damodar came as Gaur Kishore, and Gadādhara Paṇḍita came as Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. This is not to be given expression in any and every place. This is concealed truth, not to be expressed everywhere and anywhere. This is the fact. They are always here, continuing their own function, their participation in the Leela of Gauranga. Sometimes it is underground, sometimes it is overground, but it is always difficult to recognize them. Prabhupada wrote, I suddenly found Swarup Damodar as Gaur Kishore and Gadādhara Paṇḍita as Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. They most graciously gave me that sort of vision. I could see them as two parshads, the eternal companions of Gauranga. I found that. It is mentioned in the conclusion to his Chaitanya Charitamrita Anubhashya, Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Thakur's Anubhashya. He says, here in Navadvip Dham, the eternal pastimes are going on continuously. Only those who have got that deep vision can perceive it. Here, let's sing this, what he wrote in the Anubhashya at the end of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Let's just get the tongue back here. Gadādhara mitra vara Śrī Swarupa Damodara Sadakala Gaura Krishna Jaya Jagatera dekhi klesh Dhoriya bhikshuka vesh Ahara Krishna nama bhaje Śrī Gaura ichhai dui Mahima ki kabo mui Aprakrita parishada katha Prakata hoya seve Gaura Krishna Gaura-abhinna deve aprakata hoya seve Krishna Gaura-abhinna deve aprakasha katha jatha tata aprakasha katha jatha tata. Yes, it should not be revealed here and there. Wow. So Prabhupada says, it is very difficult to perceive the sweet will of Śrī Gauranga. But if we can lift ourselves to that level, we see that Swarup Damodar Gosvāmī and Śrī Gadādhara Paṇḍita are always engaged in their service here in Navadvip. Sometimes it is suppressed, and sometimes it is appearing on the surface. In that plane, all is going on by the sweet will of Śrī Gauranga, without any restriction. But now I find that those too have appeared on the surface as Śrīla Gaura-Kishore Das Babaji and Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. I have seen it with my own eye of divine service. But this is not to be advertised, not to be given publicity anywhere and everywhere. People will laugh at it, but this is my heartfelt conclusion. So this is a translation of these words of Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Gosvāmī Prabhupada and Anubhashya of Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are the children of a limited soil. We are children of the limited aspect of the world. Many things are impossible for us. We are accustomed to think that everything is impossible. Only that with which I have acquaintance and my little experience is possible. Other things are all impossible. That's what we think. We are trained to think like that. But if we think about the infinite, it is just the opposite. Anything and everything may be possible, bad or good. In the transcendental world, the goodness, the sweetness has no end, and there are different gradations. Progress by grace of the higher. So now we're going to hear the different gradations. In this, we have to make advancement, progress. That thought comes, pratyaksha, apratyaksha, adhokshaj, aparoksha, and aprakrit. These are the different levels. These are the 5 layers of knowledge. Pratyaksha is where we are awake now. In paroksha, we consider the sense experience of others as part of our knowledge. We consider, we have our own perception and then the perception of others. And then aparoksha is independent of all our experience. And there we faint. That is samadhi. We cannot feel our low environment, but only our personal consciousness is in slumber, deep slumber. Only personal consciousness is present on the aparoksha level, without any conception of the environment. And then, by the grace of the higher world, when they take us in there, we wonderfully have some experience of the transcendental world. It is by their grace, by their mercy, it is by their grace, by their mercy, not as a matter of right. No, it's by their grace, by their mercy. That is the highest stage, aprakrita. Very similar to this, my world of experience. But it will hold the highest position of existence and sweetness in every way, harmony and ecstasy. Who's speaking now? I think this is Mahaprabhu speaking now. Right? No, this is Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna saying, I shall feed you amply. You won't be able to taste it all. Such sweetness is there in an unlimited way. I can say very easily, give up everything you have. What do you have? Nothing. Your experience and the wealth you have, janma, mritu, jara, vyadi, birth, death, old age, and disease, all will pass. They will leave you. They will disappoint you in the next moment. So you have nothing. You have nothing. Give up the attraction for the present environment. Come, jump desperately jump desperately to come near me, and I shall give you shelter. You will be compensated amply. So this is the call of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Mahaprabhu instructed also. Mahaprabhu said, give up everything, take the name of the Lord, and prepare yourself to go home. You are not created for trifling in this dishonorable life. Your home is there. You are in the midst of the cremation ground. You are in the midst of the cremation ground. And if you like, you can go there, to that honorable land. Save yourself from the cremation ground. Save yourself and try to attain your inner fulfillment and the worth of your existence there. So, 1 second, just bringing up my notes again. So Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he's given us a shortcut of how to get out, how to get far away from this cremation ground that we are currently in and become situated in our eternal position, situated in our eternal relationship with Shri Krishna and all of Krishna's eternal associates in the aprakrit realm. So in the devotional line, especially our Gaudiya line, we are all followers of the descending process, right? How are we going to reach there? Well, we are followers of the descending process. Our process isn't that we think, okay, I'm going to do this and this, I'm going to chant this many rounds, I'm going to chant 16, 32, even 64 rounds. Okay, I'm going to go to the temple program, I'm going to serve the sadhus, I'll engage in the 9 links of bhakti very nicely, and then continually by doing this, I'm going to rise to higher and higher levels, and then I'll become Krishna conscious, and then when I die, I'll think about Krishna, and then like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I'll go back to him when I think about him when I leave my body, right? But there's something missing there. Just that alone, that would be called the ascending process, which our acharyas, they repeatedly spoke out against. The Sanskrit word is aroha, ascension. So aroha pantha is the ascending path. The example given is of Ravan trying to build a staircase to heaven. But we are not the followers of the aroha pantha, the aroha path, the path of ascension. We are followers of the avaroha pantha, the descending path. Aroha, avaroha. So the words are very similar, but Srivas gave a little trick to not get confused by the words, not to mix them up. Ava is like, it begins ava. That means, the descending path. So think avalanche. So avalanche like runs downhill, right? So that's a way you can memorize it. Avaroha. So our process is that we pray for mercy to descend to us and pull us up. I'm not going to try to climb out of this deep, wide, dark well that I'm in. That's impossible. If I try, I'll there isn't anything to grab onto. I'll just end up falling down again and again. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to call out to those outside the well. I will beg them. I'll pray to them to please throw down a rope. And then when they lower the rope, that means Sri Guru, or the sadhu, giving his mercy in the form of instruction. And then I grab hold onto that rope. That means following their instructions. And then they can lift us out. They can lift me out. So the descending process doesn't mean that we're just passively calling out, help, help, but our endeavor has to be there. But we understand that but without taking shelter of the mercy of sadhus, all of our endeavors, no matter how much we endeavor, it's all just useless. All our endeavors can do on our own is help us get some sukriti, some bhakti unmukhi sukriti, and then eventually that will lead us to the association of sadhus, and then we can begin to tread this path of avaroha, this descending path. So everything we do in spiritual life needs to be done with a mood of prayer, understanding that I am fully dependent on mercy from above. And when we learn how to pray, then we become followers of the avaroha pantha, the descending path. Otherwise, we're just uselessly trying to climb out of the well on our own, and we'll just keep falling down. So the problem is that we don't know how to pray. Our prayers are not sincere. They're weak. I mean, speaking for myself, I don't really have so much I kind of like it here. I like I have all sorts of things I want. I have so many different attachments, my friends, my family, and on and on and on. I mean, it'd be nice to have bhakti and all, like to serve Krishna, but I'm not willing to give up all the things I already have for bhakti. I want to keep my reputation, I want my possessions, my friends, the list goes on forever. All the things that I'm not willing to give up. So when I pray, I'm not fully praying. It's more like a ritual, something I'm supposed to do. Or even if I am praying with feeling, it will be mixed with my personal motivations. But we're going to read in this first introduction song of Saraṇāgati. He says in that song, what is it? It says, Śaraṇāgati, hoye be jahar, tahar pratana shune, Śrīnanda Kumar. He says that person who is completely following the 6 facets, the 6 limbs of Saraṇāgati, those persons' prayers are heard by Nanda Kumar. I'm not surrendered. So is Krishna listening to my prayers? So then what are we supposed to do? Well, out of supreme compassion, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he has shown us how it's done, how to pray, how to glorify the names, forms, qualities, pastimes, abode, and associate to the Lord. If you want a shortcut to attain perfection, and you don't want to continue to endeavor to reach perfection for millions of lives, well, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura has given it to us in this book, Saraṇāgati. Yep. This world is quite miserable, and we don't realize it because we haven't experienced anything else. Or maybe some of us have experienced it to different degrees, but we actually don't even know how bad it is because we have no other experience. It's completely dry and dull. Anything, even the things that we think are amazing, are really dry and dull. But the pure devotees, every day, every moment, they're participating in a huge festival. There's a ginormous, exciting, delightful, a totally crazy, wild festival. Krishna's pastimes, Mahaprabhu's pastimes are completely crazy and wild. We've been reading in Chaitanya Bhagavat. Yeah, and they are participating in these leelas. So, yeah, wouldn't you like to also gain access to that festival? Be in the same festival that they're all participating in? So you'll see these kirtans of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he's giving a glimpse into that festival that he's reveling in all the time. Let's take, we can take one song, just an example of the festival that he's, what's the song? Ha ha mor Gaura-kishore, today's Gadādhara Paṇḍita appearance, so we can just take one song. Ha ha mor Gaura-kishore, oh Gaura-kishore, kabe doya kori, Śrī Gaura-premānande. When will you be merciful to me and reveal yourself to me in Śrī Gaura-dvīpa? Then when you give your mercy, I will, what is it? Ananda sukara kunja manohar, Gadādhara bame kori. I will see you in your form, Guru Hari. And on your left is Śrī Gadādhara Paṇḍita. And I'll behold your Kanchana Varan, your golden form, your Chanchari Chikuru, your curling hair, and Galite Mohanamala, and you both have enchanting garlands. And then Dekite Śrī Rādhā-Mādhava, Rupete Koribe Ala. While I'm seeing you, then right before my eyes, all of a sudden, Rupete, your beautiful forms will manifest as Śrī Rādhā-Mādhava and completely illuminate the scene. And then accompanied Saki Ganashange Koribe Natan, surrounding you will be all your sakis, and you will be dancing. And Galite Mohan, and there's that mala again. And I'll see your enchanting malas swaying to and fro. And then at that time, Ananga Manjari Sadoi Hoya, Ananga Manjari, out of compassion, Edasi Korete Dari, she will take the hand of this maidservant, me, she'll take my hand, and then Duheni Dive, she will offer me to the lotus feet of Śrī Rādhā-Mādhava, and then Duhara Madhuri, their beauty, Haribol Nayana Puri, I will see their beauty to the full satisfaction of my eyes. So, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he's revealed that, the most secret thing in all of existence. When Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is deeply absorbed in chanting Harinam, his eyes are closed, and internally he's very busy, and he's absorbed in these pastimes, and absorbed in this. This is his bhajan, his very secret bhajan, and he's showing that to us, what's going on there, what he's doing, what he's saying in the pastimes of Gaura and Krishna. And even though we don't have, at the present moment, we aren't able to understand it, this is what bhajan really is at the highest level. And this is what our guru-varga, this is what Srila Prabhupada is always absorbed in. All of our acharyas, this is the festival that they're delighting in. And now, Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he's letting me, who has absolutely no qualification. I'm addicted to watching prank videos on YouTube. I look up morbid things. I look up all sorts of really terrible things on the internet. But he's letting me have access to them, to what he's absorbed in his internal bhajan. So, of course, just because we have these songs here, I have these songs in this book here, and I might have even memorized some of the songs, that doesn't actually mean I can see them or even begin to understand them. Entrance into this festival isn't given so cheaply. It's not just given to anyone. Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Gosvāmī Prabhupāda, he said, there's a quote, one second. He says, we're going to be reading this article, actually a little bit of this article every day, but here's one quote from that article. He says, those who suppose they can understand the meaning of his message, of Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's message, without securing the guiding grace of the acharya, are disposed to unduly favor the methods of empiric study of his writings. There are persons who have got by heart almost everything that he wrote without being able to catch the least particle of his meaning. Such study cannot benefit those who are not prepared to act up to the instructions lucidly conveyed by his words. Yeah, we'll be reading a little bit from this article, Srila Bhaktisiddhānta, every day. The whole article is on this topic. So the more we engage with these kirtans that Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura has given us, in the right spirit of prayer, praying to the relishers of these kirtans, our guru-varga, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudeva, then by their mercy, the reality of these kirtans will be revealed to us little by little. With most forms of enjoyment within this world, whatever it is, anything that you enjoy, the more you try to enjoy it, the more bland it becomes. Like when you chew bubblegum, after a while, the taste starts to disappear, and then finally it's completely tasteless, and you spit it out. And it goes with everything. If you watch the same episode of The Simpsons 5 times in a row, you'll go crazy. If you hear the same pop song, over and over and over again, oh my God, you get sick of it and want to listen to something else. But the complete opposite is the case of Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's songs. It's the complete opposite. These transcendental songs, the more we sing them, then the more delightful, the more addictive they become. Could you imagine a bubble gum that increases in taste the more you chew on it? The flavor just becomes more and amazing and changes, and the more you chew on it, the better it becomes. So that is the magic of Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's kirtans. They reveal themselves more and more and more and more forever until you are directly participating in Krishna's leelas, in Mahaprabhu's leelas. And even then, they become even more relishable and more relishable. So everyone is experiencing these kirtans to different degrees. For most of us, definitely for me, I'm just experiencing them at the most surface level. But even at that surface level, they are super juicy. But still, I can't experience them in the true sense. Even though the words are right in front of me, I actually can't see them, what they are. It's kind of like in Harry Potter, there's platform 9 3/4. Probably most of you don't get that reference, but the witches and wizards, they could see it, but everybody else, they just walk past it. And so, that was a bad example. Anyways, these songs are being relished by the Mahabhagavats, and we can't even begin to understand what they're relishing when they're singing these kirtans. But what they're tasting, they so badly, they want us to experience that too. They want us to taste what they're tasting. That's their entire purpose for being here. Otherwise, why would they waste their time here with us? That's why Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, how much effort did he go through recording bhajan after bhajan after bhajan of Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's, and he left that all for us. Why did he do that? He wants us to experience it. He wants us to taste what he's tasting. So what's the process outlined by our acharyas? The process outlined by our acharyas in order to gain entrance into this rich, wild world that Krishna's companions are constantly delighting in. How do we get to the entrance of that? Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura has outlined it, the way to get to the entrance into these kirtans in a very clear and practical way. How the entrance to enter into the realm of Mahaprabhu and Krishna, that is the entrance is Saraṇāgati. Saraṇāgati is the doorway into the realm of bhakti. So there's a lot to say on the topic of Saraṇāgati, and I've already been speaking for way too long. What time is it now? Oh my God, it's 8:12. Holy we're going to be speaking a little bit something about Saraṇāgati. Read words from our acharyas at the beginning of each program for the next 2 months. So we'll have a lot of time to go through exactly what Saraṇāgati is, how it's non-different from Shraddha, so many things. I thought maybe just now, quickly, we can go through the songbooks of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. I'll just go through it very briefly because we're way over time right now. I should have been a lot further along already. So, just sharing my screen. This is on the doc that you all have access to from my website. So Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he wrote 4 songbooks. The first songbook is Kalyāṇa-kalpataru, it's 62 songs. The next songbook is Śaraṇāgati, that's 50 songs. The next songbook is Gītāvalī, 70 songs. And Gītamālā, that's 80 songs. And so these are all the songs that we'll be going through. And we'll also go through some songs that aren't in these books that he wrote. Kalyāṇa-kalpataru, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura wrote that in 1880 when I looked it up. So Śrīla Sarasvatī Thakur Prabhupāda appeared in 1874. And so that means that he was 7 years old when Kalyāṇa-kalpataru was published. I actually have that edition of Kalyāṇa-kalpataru, the very first edition of it. I'm not supposed to share it around, but yeah, I have it. It's really interesting. Anyways, I can tell you a little bit more about that later. And then Saraṇāgati, we just read yesterday, day before yesterday, we read from my Param Gurudev, Śrīla Bhakti-Pragyan Keshav Gosvāmī Maharaj. These 3 books were published, Saraṇāgati, Gītāvalī, and Gītamālā were all published in 1893, if I remember correctly. So when Śrīla Sarasvatī Thakur Prabhupada was 19 years old. But a devotee just sent me yesterday Sarasvatī Jaya Śrī, and he said that these, what I read in Sarasvatī Jaya Śrī, Paramananda Prabhu, one of the first associates of Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Thakur Prabhupada, one of the first disciples, he explained how all those songs of Saraṇāgati and all these books were published in issues of Sajan-toshini. That was Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur's periodical. And then he had a dream, and Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself gave him the order to take all these songs from these issues of Sajan-toshini and to publish in the book Śrī Śrī Rādhā. And so then he did that in the year, I think it was 1918. So a few years after the disappearance of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, it was published in a small booklet form like this. Just some new information I just got the other day. Hopefully I understood that correctly. It was in Bengali. So, Kalyāṇa-kalpataru is the wish-fulfilling tree of auspiciousness. That's the meaning, and it has 3 branches. The first branch is Upadesh, that's instruction, counsel, advice. That's 19 songs that deal with different anarthas, different weaknesses that we struggle with. Like, oh mind, why are you so proud of your knowledge? Oh mind, why are you, like just different anarthas that we have. It goes through all that. Then after we get through the first branch of the Kalyāṇa-kalpataru, the wish-fulfilling tree of auspiciousness, then we come to the second branch, Upalabdhi. That means we get some experience, some realization. We start to get something. And this branch is further branches out into 3 more branches. Anutap, repentance, remorse, regret. Nirbhed, despondency and disinterest in worldly affairs. And Sambandha Abhideya Prayojan, realization of one's eternal relationship with Krishna. And then the means to attain it, and then the goal itself. So we start to understand what we want and how to get there. And then finally, comes the third branch, which is Uchavas. Uchavas means like overflowing. Overflowing. Once we've attained that prayojan, then all of a sudden there's overflowing of emotion. That's the third branch. And most of the songs in this branch, we're familiar with with the majority of them. They're songs that we sing all the time. Actually, in this new edition of Gaudiya Giti Gucha that's coming out soon, we're including every single song in this third branch. So anyhow, I'm not going to get into that now because I should be ending soon. So then there's Saraṇāgati. And now Saraṇāgati is what we're going to be focusing on for the next 2 months. And Saraṇāgati, there's 6 limbs. We'll go over the 6 limbs in the introductory song, which we're going to sing this morning. And each of those 6 limbs are divided in, there's 4 songs, Dainyatmika, these 4 songs, Atmanivedan, that's I think like 9 songs or something like that. Then Gopirte Varan, that's 4 songs, Vishwambhatmika, 4 songs, Varjanatmika, Anukulyatmika, 4 songs. And then there's those are the 6 limbs of Saraṇāgati, all those songs. And then in Saraṇāgati, after that comes a section called Bhajan Lalasa. And, hankering for this bhajan, internal meditative worship of Krishna. We're hankering for this. And so in this section, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura wrote songs based on the first 8 verses of Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī's Upadeshamrita. Harihe Prapanchaporiya, Harihe Artera Sanchaye. These songs are amazing. And then actually after the 6th song comes Ohe Vaishnav Thakur. And then verse 7 and verse 8 of Upadeshamrita. And then after that, in this Bhajan Lalasa section, are the 4 songs to Śrī Guru. Gurudev Boro Kripa Kori, Kripa Bundudiya, Kavi Mor Shaydina Have, Gurudev Kavi Tava Karuna Prakashe. And in the after party, I want to go over this last song here, Gurudev Kavi Tava Karuna Prakashe. I think it's appropriate for Gadādhara Pandit's day, you'll see. And then, so that's the 7th section, is Bhajan Lalasa, and then Siddhi Lalasa, hankering to attain the ultimate perfection. And there's 3 songs in here, Kabe Gauravane, Dekite Dekite, and Vrishabhanu Sutta. These songs are all about Radha Dasyam. And it's really, anyways. And then after that is a section called Vigyapti, which has 1 song in it. Vigyapti is an entreaty. And they have one of my favorite songs, Kabe Have Bolo, Shaydina Amar. And then finally, the last section is called Shri Nam Mahatma, that also has 1 song in it. And there's a song, Krishna Nam Dore Kotobol. That song is also quoted in Jayavadharma, and it's a very dramatic song about Harinam. It's, very exciting song. I can't wait till we get there. So that is Saraṇāgati. This is what we're going to be focusing on over the next couple months. Then, it's 50 songs. And then is Gītāvalī. And Gītāvalī has all the more festive songs in it. It has the songs that you sing in different situations, like Arunodai Kirtan, the song that you sing during the rising, when the sun rises. There are 2 songs that we sing. Then all the Arti songs, all the Prasad Seva songs, those songs are so much fun. There's like when Yashoda and Rohini are feeding sweets to the cowherd boys. Like each song has a different lila in it with different food items, so that when we're taking prasad, we can meditate on these songs. We can, all these songs are not just meant to be sung when we get together and we sit down during bhajans and we get kartals, but these songs are meant to be meditated on. They're meant to accompany us throughout our days and our different activities. So you'll especially see that with these songs in Gītāvalī. Shri Nagar Kirtan, there's a bunch of songs that are meant to be sung out in the streets. Those are all really fun, jumpy songs. Shriman Mahaprabhu Shatanam, there's a very long song with 100 names of Mahaprabhu, but then there are also small songs in this section, like just 1 verse complete songs, like Jaya Radha-Mādhava. That's part of Shri Krishna Vingshottara Shatanam, 120 names of Krishna. That's where Jaya Radha-Mādhava is. But then there's a bunch of other small little kirtans like Jaya Radha-Mādhava, Radha Vallabha, Radha Vinod, Radha Madhava, Radha Pramod, Radha Ramana, Radha Nath, Radha Varanamod, like that, like very short little kirtans. I think it'd be really nice if these became more popular. Then the Nam Kirtan section. This is also very similar to the Nagar Kirtan section. Then there's Shreya Nirnay. I'm not going to get into all these right now. Bhajan Gita, Then Śrī Namashtakam, Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī wrote the Namashtakam, and he wrote, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura wrote a song based on each verse of Rupa Gosvāmī's Namashtakam, and Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura wrote 8 songs that comes in 8 Bengali songs, and that's called the Radhashtak, and those are also based on verses of the Goswāmīs, a lot of them. And then Śrī Shikṣashtak, a song for each verse of Śrī Shikṣashtak. So that's Gītāvalī. And then finally, Gītamālā. Gītamālā is divided into how many sections? I think 5 sections. One is Yamuna Bhavavali, a collection of Yamunacharya, the guru of Ramanujacharya, the Sri Sampradaya. So Yamunacharya wrote the Stotra Ratna, I think it's called. And Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, I think it's like 60-something verses, 63 verses or something. And Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura took like half of the verses, and then he wrote songs on each of those verses. They all have to do with Saraṇāgati and like that. Then there's Karpanya Panjika, which is based on, what is it called? Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī wrote a very long stotram. It's 46 verses. I forgot what the name of it is. Karpanya something stava. And then there's the Shokashatan. This section is the meaning of Shokashatan, it means it dispels all grief. So if any dear person, any family member, any dear friend, any dear person passes away, then Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura gave us something to give us relief. This is what we can take shelter of when we're mourning someone. It's called the Shokashatan. It has 13 songs explaining the pastime in great detail of when Srivas Thakura's son, when he passed away. And that it tells that lila in a very beautiful way. And really, after you get through it, you really start to feel like this is the process that Srivas's family went through to get over their grief. And it's very helpful, these songs. And then there's a Rupa Nuga Bhajan Darpan. This section has 29 songs based on the verses, like it takes the essence of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu of Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī and also Ujjvala Nilamani. All, like the essence of both of those books are in the 29 songs in this section here. And then finally comes the last section, Siddhi Lalasa, hankering for perfection, ultimate perfection. Those are 10 songs. We included 4 of those songs in the Gaudiya Giti Guccha. We included my Param Gurudev, Śrīla Bhakti-Vigraha Keshav Goswami. He included 4 songs from Siddhi Lalasa in his Bengali Gaudiya Giti Guccha, and then we included 2 extra ones in our English Gaudiya Giti Guccha. But he writes at the beginning of Gaudiya Giti Guccha, he said that the songs in this book are meant for the Kanishta Adhikaris and Madhyam Adhikaris, but we didn't give songs that were reserved exclusively for the Uttam Adhikaris, except for 1 or 2. He said there are a few. And so these few songs meant for Uttam Adhikaris, you should carefully deliberate your qualification before you sing any of them. But anyhow, I know a lot of those songs by heart because we sing them during Kartik. But they're very high. And that's how it ends, all of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's songs. So, all right, what's next? Anyways, I'm going to go through these overviews. We'll have more in-depth overviews of these books later on. But and after spending a year of these kirtans every single day, I think we'll start to become pretty familiar with everything in these books. So I thought we should start with Saraṇāgati because that is what will be most helpful for us right now. And as we'll read in the verse 2 of the introductory song, that the process of Saraṇāgati is what gives life to the devotee. All the activities become infused with life and are no longer mechanical. And so after spending time with these songs in Saraṇāgati, we'll come to a point where we'll be able to really appreciate all the rest of the Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura songs in the other books in a much deeper way. So as I mentioned in the beginning, Śrīla Bhakti-Rakshak Śrīla Goswami Maharaj wrote a commentary called the Laghu Chandrika Bhashya, the Gentle Moonlight Commentary. And that commentary defines a lot of the Bengali words. Also, there are a lot of words that are not Bengali. A lot of the songs that Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura wrote in Saraṇāgati, I don't even know what language they are. I think Maithili or something. So Śrīla Goswami Maharaj helps us understand all the words. And also he shows lots of parallel verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and other scriptures. And he also gives his own definitions of, we're going to go through Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srila Goswami Maharaj's definitions of each limb very carefully every day. But this song that we're going to go through now, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Doya Kori, this is in all of my Gurudev's temples. We have a daily morning program. First we sing Guru Vashtak, then the Guru Parampara song, then Vaishnava-vandan, Vrindavana Vasi Jata, and then after that we sing this Śaraṇāgati. So this should become a part of our daily practice, singing this song, remembering all the 6 limbs of Śaraṇāgati. And in the second verse, we'll see that Mahaprabhu says he descended. First verse says Mahaprabhu descended with all of his associates and his Dham. He didn't come alone. He brought all of his associates and Dham with him to this world. And he came here to distribute the most rare thing, Atyanta Durlabh. Durlabh means, like if you take the words, dur means difficult or very far off, and lab, to attain. So very difficult to attain. It's extremely rare. And so this very rare thing, he's given us this by, how did he give it? By teaching us the process of Saraṇāgati. This is how you can receive prem. This is how you can attain prem. And then he says that this Saraṇāgati is the bhakater pran. It is the life and soul of the devotees. And so when you're surrendered, at this point, that's when you start engaging in the process of bhakti. When you're starting sadhana bhakti is when you're surrendered. If there's no surrender, then any activity that you engage in on the path of bhakti is completely lifeless. It's only mechanical. And there isn't so much benefit when your activities of bhakti, when they're just mechanical. It's not the activity that matters, it's what's driving the activity, the mood behind it. Right? Krishna is bhavgrahi janardana. He takes the essence, the mood of an offering, not the offering itself. And so the reason why when I chant, I'm just trying to get the numbers in, right? I have a certain quota, right? I have numbers I need to get of Harinam. So I'm just like, blah, 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 like, getting through Harinam like that. And because I'm doing it mechanically like that, there's not that much benefit, there's not that much taste. But when we start this process of Saraṇāgati, then all of a sudden it gives life to everything, and everything stops becoming mechanical. So that's why these songs are very important. Okay, let's sing it. I'm going to share my screen and then we'll begin. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. And we're going to go over this song again in more depth tomorrow. Because Srila Goswami Maharaj wrote a very detailed commentary on this song. But for now, we'll just... Maybe I'll read the translation and then sing each verse. And then, Okay. Let me just make sure I have noise cancellation turned off. And one thing with these melodies, so most of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's songs are written in one of 3 melodies. There's Payar, that's this is Payar. This is like Chaitanya Charitamrita verses, this kind of meter. What is it? It's Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, so 8 syllables, Jive Doya Kori, 6 syllables. So the first 8 syllables, then 6 syllables. 8 syllables, 6 syllables, every line is like that. So that's Payar. And so the really neat thing with these kirtans is, like in the Bengali style of singing in our temples, is that you can sing the same song in many different melodies. And each song has so much depth, so much, there's so many different moods in it. And so different melodies you sing bring out different moods of the kirtan. But it's not like, oh no, you have to sing this song in this melody, and you have to sing this song in this melody. It depends what the mood is like, what you're feeling, and then you can sing different melodies to bring out different aspects, different things out of the kirtan. So we'll sing this song in many different melodies, and that's the cool thing, that there's only like 3 main meters. There's some other ones, but mainly just 3 meters. And once you become familiar with melodies, just 3 melodies, really, then you can sing like the majority of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's songs without any help. So, yeah, it's not actually so difficult to be able to sing all these songs. Just learn how to sing 3 melodies and then it's all accessible to you. Okay. So, out of compassion for the living beings, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended in this world along with his personal associates in divine abode. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kori Swapashara Śrī Dhama Sahayavatari. In order to bestow the extremely rare treasure of praying bhakti, he taught Saraṇāgati, which is the life and soul of the devotees. Atyanta durlabha prema koribare dana shikhaya Sharaṇāgati bhakatera pran. Humility, submission of the self, acceptance of the Lord as one's only maintainer, faith in Krishna's protection, acceptance of acts favorable for bhakti, and rejection of that which is unfavorable. So these are the 6 limbs of Sharaṇāgati. O Danya Yatma Nivedana Gopritve Varan Avashya Rakhive Krishna Vishvasa Palan Bhakti Anukula Matra Kajera Svikara Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Varjanangikara. The son of Nanda Maharaj hears the prayers of whoever embodies these 6 limbs of Sharaṇāgati. O Sharanga Sharaṇāgati Hoibe Jahara O Tahara Prarthana Shune Shinanda Kumara. With a straw between his teeth, Bhaktivinoda prostrates before Sri Rup and Sri Sanatan, embracing their lotus feet. O Rupa Sanatana Pare Dante Trina Kori Bhaktivinoda Pare Doho Pada Dhori. Weeping, he says, I am the lowest of men. Kindly teach me unconditional service and make me an excellent Vaishnava. This is his prayer to Rupa and Sanatan. Kandiya Kandiya Bole Amitoya Dama Shikaye Sharaṇāgati Gorohe Uttama. Kandiya Kandiya Bole Amitoya Dama Shikaye Sharaṇāgati Gorohe Uttama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Rupa Sanatan Jai Rupa Sanatan Rupa Sanatan Jai Rupa Sanatan Jai Swaparshara Jai Gaura Hari, Swaparshara Jai Gaura Hari, Jai Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, Bhaktivinoda. Haribol, 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 Nitāi Gaur, Nitāi Gaur, Haribol, 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 Haribol. Oh, and Sarveshwari Mataji, you're asking the page where we can find it? Well, you can find it on that document that I prepared for everybody. I showed at the beginning of the session how to go to Vine of Devotion. You can find it. And the Gaudiya Giti Gucha, I don't know. Yeah. Soon all those page numbers are going to change because the songbook's going to be, it's going to increase exactly double, adding double amount of songs. But, interesting information Anadi Krishna is mentioning. Well, he's asking about Bal Sangeet. Yeah, we'll get to Bal Sangeet. That's not in any of those songbooks, but we're going to get into the songs that aren't in his songbooks. And then Ananta Vasudeva will completed the melodies of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. Interesting. Never heard that. Very interesting. Okay, so that's pretty much it for our program. I'll end very soon, but maybe just to start it off, we can go through just one little tiny nugget of Bengali grammar. And it'll just be very quick. And if anybody wants to leave now, you can. I totally, yeah, so, okay, one thing I'll explain, and we'll go through this in more depth. I'm just starting it just to start on the first day. I think it's, I don't know, I like starting things on days, like auspicious days like that. So, in Bengali, the word order of sentences is a bit different than in English. In English, usually the order of the way we arrange our words is first there's a subject, and then there's the verb, and then there's the object. Like I read the book. That's how you'd say it in English. But in Bengali, also in Hindi, usually the verb, well, no, yeah, always actually, the verb goes at the end. Or most of the time, the verb goes at the very end of the sentence. So you'd say, instead of saying, I read the book, you'd say, I, the book, read. So we'll notice with the kirtans, usually at the ends of each line, you'll see a verb at the end of each line. Sometimes, because in poetry, there's a lot more, poetic license, so lots of times the verb won't be at the end, but most of the time, the verb is at the end. And we'll start to become comfortable with that and familiar with that. It'll become natural to us over time when we go through that program. So that's one little thing, and then I'll just explain about the possessive case. Remember in the second verse, we're talking about the Bhaktir-prāṇa, the life of the devotee's life. So the way to make a word possessive in Bengali, like how to add an apostrophe S to a word, is you add in an R at the end, like a R, an R at the end. I actually, for our Rupa Shiksha program, I made a little video. You can find the video also on, where is it? On this, one second, let me just share this on, it's only like 1 minute, this section. Yeah, I did a program, Rupa Shiksha, and I explained different things about the Bengali throughout the programs to help people memorize the verses. Where is it? It's right here. Okay. Here it is, possessive case. Let's watch this. So how do you make a noun possessive in Bengali? How do you add an apostrophe S to Bengali words? Two simple rules. If it ends with a vowel, then you add an R at the end, R.
Yamuna, Yamunar. Sarasvatī, Sarasvatī. Shindhu, Shindhu.
Okay, so that's an apostrophe S. The R is an apostrophe S. If it ends with a consonant, then you add an R at the end.
Giriraj, Girirajir. Radhakund, Radhakundir.
And just something to take note of, when you see a word with a short A at the end, just consider that the short A isn't there. because in Bengali script you don't actually write a short A after a consonant. This would make more sense if we went over Bengali script together, which maybe we should do in the future. Let me know if you would be into that, and then I could start planning out a Bengali reading class. Okay, so again, if the word ends with a vowel, then add a r at the end. An example would be Jamunar. And then if a word ends with a consonant, then add er at the end, like Gurudev, Gurudever. All right, I'm going to test you. Say Janavis in Bengali. All right, and now say Govindas. And remember, at the end, if there's a short A, consider it's not there. So Govindas ends with a da at the end.
Govindar.
So say Govindas.
Govindar.
All right, so the answer for Janavis is Janavir, and for Govindas is Govinder. All right, so back to the post position.
Okay, anyways, and then let me shut that off.
Also takes the possessive
Shut up, Madhukar. There, okay. All right, so that's just, that's your Bengali lesson for today. And we'll go over this more, like these things we'll go over it again and again so that it becomes really easy and clear. And yeah, I want this Bengali session to be really easy. So actually, the best Bengali teacher that I know is Chandrasekhar. I don't know a single person who could teach Bengali better than him, and I'm begging him to come onto these programs. This is usually at the time that he teaches his classes, but he also has some interest in it, so we'll see if it happens in the future. That will be the best thing, if he can teach us Bengali through these kirtans. But anyhow, at least for now, you're stuck with me. I can bring you up to my level, and then hopefully in the future, Chandrasekhar will come and take over. All right, so that's our program for today. The session for these, the structure for these sessions, the future sessions, every day we're going to first read from this article that we read a little bit from before by Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Thakur Prabhupāda about how to approach the teachings of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. So we'll read a paragraph of that every day. And then there's so many articles, so many glorifications from all of our acharyas. So every day throughout this whole program, I want to start a program by glorifying Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. Then there's also so many words of our acharyas on the topic of Saraṇāgati, so I want to read a little bit of that, just like a paragraph. And then I'm going to go over the definition shloka that Śrīla Bhakti-Raksha Gosvāmī Maharaj wrote in Prapanna Jivanamrita for each limb of Saraṇāgati, so that we become very clear what the exact, precise definition is for each limb, so that when we're singing these kirtans, we know what to look out for, like what, it will be helpful. I'm hoping to memorize all these verses. And then after that, we will go through the kirtan. I'll explain the meaning of all the words briefly. I didn't do that so much today. We'll do that more tomorrow. And then I'll explain one little aspect of Bengali grammar, just a little tiny thing. And then we will end the program. And we'll also go through different melodies and how to sing them. And yeah, and that's going to be the structure. Today went on for a lot longer than I was hoping. But the next programs, I'm hoping they'll be just like an hour long. And then after I do Jaidvani every day, then that can be a time for anybody who wants to stay longer, who has questions or wants to discuss anything. It can be like the more interactive time at the end. And then there's those 3 WhatsApp groups that I mentioned before. All right, so I'm going to do a short Jaidvani. We'll end the program, and then anybody who wants to stay for the after party, I'm going to sing some songs in honor of Gadādhara Paṇḍita today, for his appearance day. And on Sundays, we have a Dainik Nadia Prakash session. That's the daily magazine of Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Thakur. So on Sundays, we don't do the Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā program. And also there are 4 times a month on different particular titis, we have Raise of the Harmonist Ishtagoshti sessions. We discuss articles written by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, by Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Prabhupāda, and like that. We have like a group discussion on different articles. That happens at the same time. And all this information, as I mentioned at the beginning, you can find it on vineofdevotion.com. There's a Google Calendar. You can see what programs are coming up, exactly what we're doing on every day of the month. And then also on big festival days, I like to just focus on the personality. Like normally we wouldn't have our Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā session. We just, read about Gadādhara Paṇḍita and sing songs about him like that. But since we're starting on this day, I did that program yesterday. So if you want to see what we read about Gadādhara Paṇḍita and all that, you can look for our session yesterday. It's on YouTube. All right. please give me lots of feedback, because I want this program. I want this program to work for everybody. I want everybody to be happy, and I don't want to go on too long. I want to be completely brutal in your feedback. I'm not sensitive. I just want to do the best thing, and I want to get better and better at this. I want that these programs will, just always increasingly get better. So you can write me WhatsApp messages and everything. Tell me what didn't work, what worked, all that, and I can improve. All right. Jai Śrī Gaura-Gadādhara Śrī Rādhā-Mādhava Juki Jai. Śrī Govinda-Gopinath Madan Mohan Juki Jai. I'm going to do an abbreviated Jai Dhvani now because it's late. Jai Śrīla Gurudeva ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Param Gurudeva ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Prabhupāda ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Prabhupada ki Jai. All the associates of Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Gaura-Kishora Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Śrī Rupanu Gauriya guru-varga ki Jai. Swaparshad Śrī Gaura-Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. Śrī Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Gana ki Jai. Śrī Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai. Śrī Tulsi Maharani-vṛnda Devi ki Jai. Jai Śrī Gadādhara Paṇḍita ki Jai. Gadādhara Paṇḍit's appearance date, Todiya Shubha Avirbhav Titi ki Jai. Madhav Mishra Ratnavati Devi ki Jai. Jai Gaura-Gadādhara ki Jai. All the associates of Gaura-Gadādhara ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Bhagirati Saptam Gosvāmī Saccidānanda Bhaktivinoda Gaura-abhinna Tattva Swarup Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki Jai. Jai Śrī Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. All the songbooks of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki Jai. Ananta-koṭi Vaiṣṇava-vṛnda ki Jai. Samāgata Gaura-bhakta-vṛnda ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Jai Śrī Nitāi Gaura-premānande. Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpataru Bhyashta Kripa Sindhu Bhyaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams everybody. Haribol. Alright, so now if anybody's going now, Dandavat pranams. I hope that you'll be able to join tomorrow. And then anybody who's staying, oh wow. Ashray Prabhu is just giving us a darshan. Where is that? Let's see what. Jai Ho. Is that Nrsingadev? Jai Nrsingadev.
Yes, it's Lakshmi Narasimha and Sri Prahlad in Nrsingadam in Nepal. Salyanta.
Wow. Jai Ho. Jai Ho. Thank you. Jai Nrsingadev ki Jai. Haribol. All right, so now we are going to sing. We're going to sing songs for Gadādhara Paṇḍita for anybody who is staying. My throat's a bit dry. I think it's because I didn't drink water and I rushed over here this morning, so I can't really having a problem. I'm sharing the words on. Oh, you have a songbook. Some of the songs aren't in the songbook though, but I'm sharing the songs on YouTube, so you can just watch on YouTube.
What's the channel?
Madhukar Das. Okay. I think because it's late though, I'm not going to read the translation. I'm just going to sing. If you want, you can read the translation while I sing, or you can sing along with me. I'm just going to sing everything one time through because it is getting late now. O Gurudev. O kabe tava karuna prakashe Gurudev. Kabe tava karuna prakashe Śrī Gauranga-lila hoy nitya tattva esu drida vishvase Hari Hari boli godru makanane
ভ্রমিব দর্শনয়াসে নিতাই গৌরাঙ্গ অদ্বৈত শ্রীবাস গদাধর পঞ্চজন কৃষ্ণ নাম রসে ভাসাবে জগৎ করি মহাসংকীর্তন নর্তন বিলাস মৃদঙ্গ বাদন শুনিব আপন কানে দেখিয়া দেখিয়া সে লীলা মাধুরী দেখিয়া দেখিয়া সে লীলা মাধুরী ভাসিব প্রেমের বাণে না দেখি আবার সে লীলা রতন কান্দিহা গৌরাঙ্গ বলি আমারে বিষয়ী পাগল বলিয়া অঙ্গেতে দিবে কধূলি অঙ্গেতে দিবে কধূলি কবে তব করুণা প্রকাশে গুরুদেব কবে তব করুণা প্রকাশে শ্রী গৌরাঙ্গ লীলা হয়নে তত এ সুদৃঢ় বিশ্বাসে হরি হরি বলি কোদ্রুম কাননে ভ্রমিব দর্শন আসে জয় গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব 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 গুরুদেব. Now here's a song Jaya Jaya Gadādhara Paṇḍita Gosai, written by Śrī Śrīvananda. Oh Jaya Jaya Gadādhara Paṇḍita Gosai. Let me sing it a little higher. Oh Jaya Jaya Gadādhara Paṇḍita Gosai. Jar kripa bole she chaitanya guna gai. Heno she Gauranga Chandre jahar priti Gadādhara prananata jahe lage khyati Gauragata prana prem ke bhujite pare Kshetravasa Krishna seva jar lagi chare Gadayer Gauranga Gaurangir Gadādhar Gadayer Gauranga Gaurangir Gadādhar Śrī Rama Janaki Jeno Eka Kalevar Jeno Eka Prana Radha Vindavana Chandra Teno Gaura-Gadādhar Premer Taranga Kohe Shivananda Paho Jar Anurage Shamatanu Gauranga Hoya Prema Marge Jaya Jaya Gadādhara Paṇḍita Gosai Jar kripa bole she chaitanya guna gai Jaya Gadādhara Paṇḍita Gadādhara Gadādhara Paṇḍita Gadādhara. I'm going to skip this song here just because it's late, but this is a nice song. Kavi aha Gauranga Boliya. Let's just go to this song. Haha Mor Gora Kishore. I was just quoting this song this morning. Let me make the text bigger so you can see it nicely. Oh haha Mor Gora Kishore. Haha Mor Gaura Kishore. Akabe daya kori শ্রী গোদ্রুমবনে দেখা দিবে মনা চোর আহামর গৌর কিশোর আনন্দ সুখদ কুঞ্জের ভিতরে গদাধরে বামে করি কাঞ্চন বরণ চাঁচর চিকুর নটন সুবেশ ধরি দেখিতে দেখিতে শ্রী রাধা মাধব রূপেতে করিবে আলা সখী গণ সঙ্গে করিবে নটন ও সখী গণ সঙ্গে করিবে নটন কলেতে মোহন মালা অনঙ্গ মঞ্জরি সদয়া হইয়া এ দাসী করেতে ধরি দুহে নিবেদিবে দুহার মাধুরী হেরিব নয়ন ভরি ও হেরিব নয়ন ভরি হা হা মোর গৌর কিশোর কবে দয়া করি শ্রী গোদ্রুমবনে দেখা দিবে মন চোর হা হা মোর গৌর কিশোর. Okay, now Gadādhara-ashtakam. I think actually let's do, before we do Gadādhara-ashtakam, let's sing the Gaura-Gadādhara-ashtakam. This is written by Śrī Achyutananda Gosvāmī, that's the son of Advaita Acharya, who is a disciple of Gadādhara Pandit. So he wrote this beautiful song. Okay. Kshitoluthada Gaura-kalevarabyam sada mahaprema vilasakavyam samudra tire natanagaravyam namastu me Gaura-Gadādharavyam ha ha kriradeti mohostitavyam Śrī Radhika Krishna vapurtaravyam Ananta-lila rasaranjitavyam namastu me Gaura-Gadādharavyam Advaita chinta harasambhavavyam sadabhavananda manoharavyam achintya lila paripuritavyam namastu me Gaura-Gadādharavyam jivaika-nistara drita-vratavyam Śrī Krishna namna janatarakavyam Hare Hare Krishna mukambhujavyam namastu me Gaura-Gadādharavyam ashesha dukhamaya bheshajavyam kirita-keyura vibhushitavyam Graiveya-mala maniranjitavyam namastu me Gaura-Gadādharavyam Śrīvatsaro-mavaliranjitavyam Vakshastale-kaustubha-bhushitavyam Trailokya-sammohana-sundaravyam namastu me Gaura-Gadādharavyam Spuraj-chalat kanchana-kundalavyam Sadashtabhavai parishobhitavyam Svedashukam pari-vibhushitavyam Namastu me Gaura-Gadādharavyam Śrī श्रीमच्छिवानन्दमनोरथाभ्यां सदा सुखानन्द रसस्फुराभ्यां मदीय सर्वस्वपदं पूजाभ्यां नमस्तु मे गौर-गदाधराभ्यां पठन्ति ये गौर-गदाधराष्टकं पद्यं लभन्ते व्रजयुग्मपादम् अद्वैतपुत्रेण मयोक्तनेतान् नाम्ना च्युतानन्दजानेन धीमता नमस्तु मे गौर-गदाधराभ्यां 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 जय गौर-गदाधर जय गौर-गदाधर गौर-गदाधर जय गौर-गदाधर जय गौर-गदाधर 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 जय गौर-गदाधर. Okay, so now we will conclude with this song, Śrī Gadādhara-ashtakam, written by Śrīla Swarup Damodar Gosvāmī. One second, let me just drink a little water, my throat's dry. I lost the video. One second, let me just bring up the video so I can see you all. There it is, okay. Is the sound okay? Is it clipping at all? Is it, if it's too loud, I can move the mic further away. If it's okay, you can give a thumbs up.
It's good.
It's okay? Okay, great.
Good.
Okay, so Gadādhara-ashtakam. Oh, and sorry, there isn't enough room to have the translation at the same time. So I'll just, yeah. After we finish this session, I'm going to put this Word document in our WhatsApp group so that you can all have access to these songs. Yeah. Some of them haven't been published yet, though. We might make changes to them. These are going to go in the Gauriya-gīti-dhārā. All of these songs are going to be in the Gauriya-gīti-dhārā. Swabhakti yogalasinam sada vraje viharinam hari priya kanakragam shachi sutta priyeshwaram saradha krishna sevana prakashakam mahashayam bhajamyaham gadādharam supanditam gurum Prabhu navo jvalati bhavana vidhana karma paragam vichitra gaura bhakti sindhu rasa bhangalasinam suraga marga darshakam vrajadivasdayakam bhajamyaham gadādharam supanditam gurum prabhum shachi sutangri sarabhakta-vṛnda vandya gauravam agora bhava chitta parma madhya krishna suvallabam mukunda gaura rupinam sabhavatarmadayakam bhajamyaham gadādharam supanditam gurum prabhum nikunja sevanadika prakashanaika karanam sada sakirati pradam maharasa swarupakam sada shritam kripankajam shariri sargurum varam bhajamyaham gadādharam supanditam gurum prabhum mahaprabhur maharasa prakashanam kuram priyam sada maharasankura prakashanati vasanam mahaprabhur vrajanganadi bhavamoda karakam bhajamyaham gadādharam supanditam gurum prabhum dvijendra vrindavandya para yugma bhakti vardakam निजेषुराधिकात्मता वपु प्रकाशनाग्रहम् अशेष भक्ति शास्त्र शिक्षयोज्ज्वलामृतप्रदं भजाम्यहं गदाधरं सुपण्डितं गुरुं प्रभुं उदानिज प्रियाधिक स्वपारपरमसिद्धुभिर्महारसार्णवामृत प्रतिष्ठ गौरभक्तिरं सदाष्ट सात्विकान्वितं निजेष्ट भक्ति दायकं भजाम्यहं गदाधरं सुपण्डितं गुरुं प्रभुं यदि हरितिरागरङ्ग भङ्गदिग्धमानसो नरोऽपि याति पूर्णमेव नार्यभावभाजनं तम् उज्ज्वलक्तचित्तमेतु चित्तमत्तषट्पदो भजाम्यहं गदाधरं सुपण्डितं गुरुं प्रभुं महारसामृतप्रदं सदा गदाधराष्टकं पठेतु यः सुभक्तितो व्रजाङ्गनाकनोत्सवं शचितनुज परपरमभक्तिरत्नयोग्यतां लभेतराधिका गदाधराङ्घ्रि परमसेवया भजाम्यहं गदाधरं सुपण्डितं गुरुं प्रभुं भजाम्यहं गदाधरं सुपण्डितं गुरुं प्रभुं हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय गौर गदाधर जय गौर गदाधर गौर गदाधर जय गौर गदाधर जय गदाधर पंडित गदाधर गदाधर पंडित गदाधर जय भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर भक्तिविनोद जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरु निताई गौर हरिबोल 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 निताई गौर हरिबोल 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 श्री निताई गौर-प्रेमानन्दे हरि हरि बोल जय श्री गौर-गदाधर की जय श्री श्री राधा-माधव की जय जय श्रीला गुरुदेव की जय जय श्री रूपानुगौरी गuru-varga की जय जय श्रीला Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura की जय sorry श्री निताई जय Ananta-koṭi Vaiṣṇava-vṛnda की जय श्री निताई गौर-premānande हरि हरि बोल Dandavat pranams हरि बोल. So I hope you all have a wonderful celebration for Gadādhara Pandit's appearance day today. And well, actually, I think for a lot of you on the other side of the world, it's tomorrow, I'm guessing, right? That's usually how it works out. But anyways, it's good to celebrate on the Adivas so that you're prepared for the day also. So, all right. So as I mentioned before, tomorrow's session will be a lot shorter. This went on way too long. And I'm waiting for all of your feedback so that I can know how to improve these programs. Yeah, this is going to be our daily thing for a long time now. I think it's probably going to take about a year to get through all the songs of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. I think this will be going on for a year, maybe even longer. Who knows? One thing before I end this, I just want to mention I had an idea the other day. In yesterday's session, I mentioned it that I think it'd be really nice to have guest speakers on.
And I really want this program to be not just like something I do for my god brothers and god sisters, like my Gurudev Sangha or anything like. But I want this to be very open. Like I think this program would be a great success if devotees from every sangha feels completely welcome and invited, and like this is for them. And so I'm really hoping, I'd love to have speakers, like my god brothers and god sisters, I'd love to have them on to speak about different kirtans, but then I'd also like to have devotees in ISKCON, I have some ideas of nice devotees in ISKCON that we could have on to speak, and devotees in other Gaudiya mats. There's so many different. I'd like to have everybody come on and be able to explain their favorite kirtans of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. That's what I think I'm thinking of doing, is reaching out to a bunch of people and ask them what are their favorite songs of Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, and then we could have them share all their treasures that they have with us. And also, it'd be nice to have different kirtaniyas on. There's so many amazing kirtaniyas all over the world, and they have very unique melodies, and it'd be nice to learn from all of them also how to sing all the songs, and that will mix it up a bit. So yeah, if you have any ideas, any kirtaniyas and any people, Harikatha speakers that I could have on, please send them to me, and I can reach out to all these devotees, and then that will make this program more dynamic, I think. So, all right, that's all. And oh yeah, and today was not very interactive because I was just so, like, I needed to focus myself, but in the next programs I'd like to be a little bit more interactive. You can, if there's something that I say that brings up something that like you really want to share it, then you can just jump in and share it. Yeah. And anyways, also the WhatsApp groups, those 3 WhatsApp groups I made, that's where we can be more interactive also. So, all right, Dandavat pranams. Haribol, jaya, Śrī Rādhā. And I'm seeing some devotees are asking me questions here, but I'm not going to answer them here on Zoom right now, but you can send them to me on WhatsApp. You'll find my WhatsApp number. I post it in the WhatsApp group. Like you could just hit private reply to me, and then I'll answer any questions that you have. All right. Dandavat pranams. Wow, so many devotees. I think this is the biggest program I've ever done. Dandavat pranams, everybody on Zoom and everybody on YouTube and Facebook. I'm not going to go through all the names like I usually do because there's too many people, but Dandavat pranams. Thank you so much for joining. See you tomorrow. Haribol.